guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be looking at dumb things Americans have said. I won't lie, I'm nervous to film this video because I'm probably going to agree with a lot of what they say.
What's some dummy dumb shit that an American has said to you as a foreigner?
I went to school in the States, so I got a lot of these. But my favorite is when I call myself Asian. They're like, oh, I didn't know you were Asian. You look Indian.
Look, that is understandable, though. I only found out quite recently that India is part of Asia. I don't know why, but I thought like India was like its own continent. I probably do seem extremely dumb, but like I remember my friend was saying to me, oh, you can call me Asian Dylan because there was two guys called Dylan, and I was thinking like, how am I gonna talk to one of them if they're both together? So he was like, call me Asian Dylan. So I was like, aren't you like Indian? And then he basically explained that India was in Asia, but I'm stupid and I didn't know that.
I saw another video that had the same answer as this, but it happened to me, so I'm gonna let you know. I am from Jamaica. I got here in 2018, early 2019, and I worked at Trader Joe's, so I'd interact with a lot of white people. A lot of people were always like, oh my god, how's your English so good? And I'd have to explain to them that we speak English in Jamaica. But I forgave them because it is Latin America and they probably think we all speak Spanish.
I won't lie, I have noticed that not just American people say that, but all types of people. I've heard stories of people going to like countries and they're like, oh my god, I didn't realize you guys like spoke English. I also seen a video a while ago of an American girl saying she didn't realize that like Europe had like electricity and running water. Even though she'd been to Europe, like she thought it was like a third world country.
But I remember one time this old lady that was always friendly with me, always used to cash out at my register. One day she said to me how we got around in Jamaica, and I was genuinely confused. Like, what do you mean, how do we get around?
Yeah, they do have cars. You do realize what Jamaica's like. I feel like a lot of these people haven't been outside of America. Like, they seem to think America's like the capital of the world, and like every other country like doesn't have cars, etc. You do realize like Jamaica has electricity, running water, it's got vehicles. You know, like Jamaica's a country.
She's like, you know, if we use cows and donkeys. Oh my god. And I was like, no, we drive cars. And she goes, there are roads there? And I go, yeah, like paved streets. And she goes, oh my god.
What? So she thought they literally walked around and like cows? I swear in Egypt you can ride camels, or is that somewhere in the Middle East? I don't know whereabouts, but I've seen videos of tourists and like camels in the desert. I look, you do want to do it, but I would be scared of getting flung off the camel. But like, yeah, they've got vehicles. Like, these people genuinely think these countries don't have water, electricity, etc. They probably think that like, I don't know, they're just like third world countries when they're not.
The dumbest thing I can remember was like 5 years ago. I had been in the States for like 2 months, so I didn't really hate anybody yet. And this lady at work, I walk into her office and she's like, oh, where are you from? Because like I hear an accent. And I told her and she's like, oh, you know, no offense, but I'm going to offend anyways.
Usually whenever someone says no offense, they are going to say something offensive. At the end of the day, if you're going to say it, don't say no offense, because if you say no offense, like you're preparing yourself.
But I love how Hispanic people, you guys just don't care about problem. You just care about the music, the food, and sex. And fiestas.
I feel like she definitely had a good intention. Like, I feel like she was trying to be friendly, nice, but it didn't come across like that. I mean, not all Hispanic people are like that. I feel like she's definitely stereotyping them.
I'm assuming we're talking about white Americans here, right? So, story time. I was partying at my friend's house and one of his friends, who's a straight white man, was also there. I don't remember what was the last time I talked to a straight white man, but anyway. So we said hi to each other. I told him my name's Jackie. Then he asked me what my middle name was. And I thought to myself, this is not a normal question you would ask someone, especially when you don't know about each other. I guess what he really wanted to know was when I came from and what my legal Chinese name was. So I just told him I'm from China and people in China don't have a middle name, and he was like, wow, I didn't know. But anyway, I am pretty sure if I were a white American, he wouldn't ask me that question in the first place.
I mean, look, we can sometimes give them benefit of the doubt. Maybe he was just curious. Wait, so does he have a Chinese name and then like an American name? You don't know, maybe he wanted to move to China someday. He was just curious. He probably shouldn't have asked it. But I mean, next time if he does, say just like it's inappropriate or something like that. Hopefully he didn't have bad intentions.
A lot of people give good content on this, but let me tell you from my experience, I'm a leasing specialist and I do like meet a lot of people. I know everybody gets this question, where you from, where you're from. Say you're from the America or from the Canada. So I live in Canada. So this white man goes, where you from? I said, from Canada. And he said, no, like, where you from?
Oh my god, right, yeah, oh god. I've heard of this before. It's like whenever somebody's got like a bit of an accent and they're like, oh, I'm from here. Like other people be like, yeah, I know that, but where are you actually from? Like, where were you born? What's your ethnicity? I mean, it's kind of nosy, but I mean, I kind of get what they mean, but then it's like kind of rude, isn't it?
I said, I'm from Canada. And then he goes, no, like, you know, my parents are from Portugal, so I am from Portugal. I said, oh, my parents are from Canada. I am from Canada.
Also, you have to keep in mind, like, let's imagine, like, 400 years ago, her family moved from India to Canada. They can live in Canada for their whole life, but, like, they can still have an accent. Obviously, whenever you go to, like, London, you expect everyone to have, like, a British accent. But, you know, there's people that will have an accent of their, like, ethnicity. Is that a good way to say it? Yeah, that's definitely an American moment. I feel like he was trying to be nice, but yet again, like, they make it out in the worst way possible.
Once I was sitting in a bar in Atlanta, and this man kept calling me an Arab. And, like, I didn't know what an Arab was, because Americans can't pronounce man.
Right, so basically he was calling her Arab, saying, are you from, like, Saudi Arabia or, like, the Middle East? Arab. And he was saying Arab. And how was he saying Arab? In America, they pronounce things differently. Like, over there, a bag of crisps. So in the UK, I'll call them crisps. Over there, they call them chips. But in the UK, chips are, like, chips what you get out of a chippy. And then, like, over there, I think what they call our chips are fries. It's confusing. Like, I don't understand it.
And so, like, I was just staring at him like, what is this dude saying? And I was like, I don't understand your accent. And my American friend said to me, he's calling you an Arab. And I was like, oh. And I turned around and I went, dude, no, I'm Pakistani.
Yet again, that is probably a stupid mistake. I feel like whenever they see someone who looks partly Middle Eastern, they'll just automatically assume they're from Saudi Arabia. Fun fact, in the Middle East, there's multiple countries. There's Saudi Arabia, there's Pakistan. You know, like, there's loads of different countries. Not everyone is an Arab.
When I was last in America, this guy was like, hey man, where's your accent from? And I was like, oh, I'm British. And then he was like, British? It sounds more like Scottish or something.
Oh my god, people always say that to me all the time. Americans can't understand my accent. They either say, are you British, Irish, Welsh, or Scottish? They never say Northern Irish. I try to explain it to them and I just say it's a mix of all accents. Like, it's just easier to say that. I bet you he doesn't realize there's so many different accents from the UK. And to be fair, like, a Scottish accent does not sound like a British accent.
First of all, my accent is very clearly English. It's not Scottish. Second, Scotland is in Great Britain, so a Scottish accent is a British accent anyway.
Oh, is it? I didn't even know that. I'm literally learning this. This is why I don't like to do these videos, because we're laughing at people being stupid, but then I'm exactly the same as them.
Indian here. So this happened 3 years ago when I was at my previous company. Thank God I'm not at that company anymore. There was a middle-aged white guy. We all know how they are like. I told him that I was going to India to get married. This was 3 years ago. And he said, how many cows my father was giving to the groom.
What? I'm sorry, what? What? How does that make sense? I didn't... What? I'm sorry, I'm genuinely like, I had a... Oh my god, my brain just broke there. Does he think that, like, a wedding's they give the groom cows?
He really asked how many cows I'm giving to the groom. The audacity of this white man.
I mean, to be fair, I don't know what he's on about. I don't think they give cows to each other, do they? I feel like these guys will watch, like, one stereotypical movie or, like, video, and then they'll, like, just, like, I don't know, base their whole opinion on that thing.
I'm Canadian, and I was working down in California about a decade ago, and we all went out to this bar one night, and I met this guy, and we were talking, and I told him I was Canadian, and he dead-ass looks at me and says, no, you're not. We look the same.
What? Sorry, so because she's her, I'm assuming that she's white, you're like, white, apparently she's American. I thought he was gonna say, oh, you're American then, because like Canada's part of America, he thinks. I mean, I used to think that whenever I was younger, I didn't realize there were like two different countries. I really shouldn't have done this video because I look like a right plonker, don't I?
Like, I'm Canadian, I'm still f***ing white. I think he thought it was like a South Park kind of situation. No, friend. Sorry, buddy.
Well, I mean, at least we know that she's actually not American, she's Canadian. Well, anyways, that's where I'm gonna leave that video. That is some dumb things American have said. I probably also look like an American in this video, so I'm gonna end the video there. Anyways, hope you all enjoyed this video. If you're a subscribe button, and just, I'll see you all in my next video.